Hello, Naughties, and welcome to Naughty Catherine. Today, I'm going to be coping with the crazy news cycle by doing one of my other favorite pastimes besides knitting, which is complaining. So, we're going to go over my knitting hot takes and my knitting complaints. I think some of them can be a little hot, uh, some of them are really spicy, some of them pretty mild. Um, so, I think the first one I'm going to talk about is that if you're gonna be making a video criticizing how people knit, even if it's just like I'm slower at continental or I'm slower at English, um, maybe reconsider because people will take that as a personal affront. I unfortunately am one of those people. Um, I've been kind of made fun of before in the past for like English throwing, which is how I usually knit. Um, they're like, "Oh, that's so slow. It's not as efficient." I'm like, it gets a better result than anything I could do with Continental. I'm not left-handed. I have learning disabilities that impact my dexterity and my ability to do things with my left side. Um, so I'm just not going to do it. And I think, it's really easy to kind of take people being like, I'm so slow at, because I think the video in question I'm talking about is like this woman just put like a video of her knitting Continental, and it was like the fast versus the slow, kind of like the fast rap versus the stuttering kid audio. And um, yeah, people took that really not well. So if you're gonna complain about like, oh, I'm so slow at this, make sure you say that. Don't just put it to an audio track because people are gonna misconstrue it. And I think that however you want to knit, if it's English or continental, uh, you go for it. However, that brings me to my next point, which is I think Magic Loop is better. Um, I know how to use double pointed needles. I do. I hate it because there's so much to work with. People are like, "Oh, I don't like the wire between the circular needles." Really? And three other needles are okay for you? like getting stabbed, having to manage that? No. Thank you. I will do magic loop. Um so yeah, English throwing, magic loop. Um But again, if you don't get Magic Loop or if you like getting stabbed with needles, you be my guest. I think, you can complain to me. Please complain to me if you really like to double pointed needles because um, I need to know. And I think complaining is great. Um, so yeah, please put your complaints in the comments. The next one that I have, besides just like complaining about different styles of knitting, see people complain about how people knit. And yes, I think double pointed needles are dumb, but I will do it. And I think you are valid if you use double pointed needles, not magic loop. And I think you're valid if you use acrylic. I think I think I've seen a lot of backlash to people being yarn snobs, especially online, and I think I agree. I think I got a little bit got at the beginning of my knitting journey, where it was like I was at my local yarn store. They focus only on natural fibers, but they do sell superwash, which is whatever. Um, and so it's just kind of like I spent a lot of money that I probably shouldn't have on wool yarn, and I think it would have been fine had I just gone with acrylic. Because I've used acrylic in the past, like in college and stuff, and I think it's okay to use what's in your price point and what's gonna, especially if you're gifting, what's gonna be good for who you're giving it to, right? I'm not gonna give some people in my life wool things because they will ruin them. Um, so yeah, if I don't trust you, you're getting acrylic, and I'm gonna use it as a knitter. Um, and I think there's so much snobbery of like what's the right way to do things. I think as long as you get a product you're happy with out of it, like a creation that you're happy with, I think it's fine. Bad, and we don't fully know the effect on us, our bodies, and our food chain and the environment. Um, but stopping, one person from knitting with acrylic, is that really going to be an impact when there's businesses pumping out the yarn anyway, when there's, the US military polluting anyway, and, possibly dumping a whole bunch of glitter everywhere? Um, what video was that? I'll have to find it. Um, everyone knows the glitter video, right? That the U.S. military buys a lot of glitter. That that one. Um, so yeah, I'm not concerned really with individual purchases of things that may damage the environment because at the end of the day, yes, there's tragedy of the commons, right? If we all take a piece, there's nothing left. But when the pieces you're taking are unequal, maybe it's time to not always blame individual actions for the state of the world, unless you're doing really big things. Um, so, yeah, I'm going to go into my last two personal hot takes, and I think these are spicier. So, my first one, I don't like Andrew Mowry patterns. I don't like the way they look. I've bought them. They're well constructed patterns. They're lovely and easy to read. And, there's definitely a reason that she's so popular. I just don't like the finished products. I don't. I started knitting Frame Your Face Cowl and I got like two repetitions of the pattern and I'm like, I can't read this. I just think it looks chuggy, to be honest. And I think again, local yarn stores love to put out an Andrew Mowry kit. And I think, some of her patterns are fine. I've tried to knit Harlow worsted, like the Harlow worsted hat too, but I can't do brioche. That's another thing. I'm gonna complain. I can't do brioche. I can't fix it. I mess it up and then I can't fix it. So I need to take a class on brioche. I think sometimes complaining is a call to action, right? So I can't knit brioche. I should take a class. Um, I don't like Andrew Mowry. I want to find different patterns. Uh, you know, I'm worried about microplastics, so I'm going to use wool. Um, and I'm worried about the wool industry too. But that's not something I'm very educated on. I just know that mills are closing, and that's there's only like 80 of them left in the United States, 80 boutique mills. Um, Let me know if there's any good designers I should check out, especially plus size designers, because that's going to bring me to my next point, which is I don't want to see skinny people complain about stitch counts for sweaters ever. Not on Instagram, not in real life. I don't want people to be like, oh, it's so many stitches. I don't care if it's 600. I don't care if it's 300. I don't care if it's 1,000. If it's for me or someone I love, it's worth it. Because I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm a 3XL. I'm going to knit a 3XL for me. I'm going to knit the chest size that's going to work. And I'm going to make adjustments if it doesn't fit my arms, right? So I don't want to see skinny people complain because they've got it better than I do, and I'm worth it. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. It took me 6 months to knit a chunky sweater because I got bored in the middle of it, and I'm not a monogamous knitter. But also, I'm fat. Like it's gonna take a long time, but I'm worth it, right? Like I don't even remember. This is a DK weight sweater. It's probably like 300 stitches easily. Um, and I love it. And I love myself. And I'm not going to let negative people tell me that, oh, a fingering weight sweater and is small is too many stitches. Then don't knit with fingering weight yarn. Um, and, don't discount the labor that you deserve for yourself, right? I do knitting because it makes me feel good and it makes me feel accomplished. And I think if I knit myself a sweater, it's a nice treat and I deserve it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your hot takes in the comments. Um, and feel free to like and subscribe. It's always appreciated, never expected. Yeah. And maybe I will see you next week. Bye.